I look forward to Fridays because this guy is he is a pretty terrific. I want to say he's 100%. When it comes to reviews, recommendations, he is without peer. He covers the world of movies, of streaming, of music. It was a big loss this week in music, wasn't it, Michael Snyder?
Indeed.
He comes and goes on a rainbow. He's Michael Snyder, everybody, the Culture Blaster. Michael, hello.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Good morning, Kim. Good morning to all the ships at sea. It's been a tough week, and if you don't understand that the Maui Inferno is more evidence of the climate crisis, you, my friend, are part of the problem. And, I don't know what to tell you other than that. Sending love to Hawaii. I listened to Kim's newscast, and it's only a matter of time before the first cruise on Waymo accident. You know I'm right.
Oh, that's a great point. You think when two automated vehicles
I don't know about
meet at a San Francisco intersection.
I would love to see two driverless vehicles try to exchange insurance information. You know that'd be hilarious. What do they send out? Robot arms or something?
What do they do in that situation? That's
I don't know.
Very good. That's very, very tough.
All the news about Clarence Thomas.
I'm sure there are processes.
We have processes and protocols and standards.
I'm sure there are, but I don't know what they are.
The Clarence Thomas news and all that. It's getting to me.
I come from regular stock.
Yeah.
I actually attended a Washington, D.C. cocktail party with Clarence Thomas and his wife, and I will just say that there's a good reason why her name is Ginny.
Anyway, for the Walmart parking lots.
I love it. I love it, Ginny. I get it. I get it.
So, two quick notes. One, love that you interviewed my friend Kate Flannery earlier in the week. Terrific interview. That book is wonderful, Striptease. And
yeah, she was great. Thank you for turning us on to her.
My pleasure. And yeah, we're very, very sorry to have lost Robbie Robertson, the driving wheel of the band, the Americana innovators, and he was also a music supervisor in film. He did a little acting opposite, believe it or not, Angelica Houston, and I think also that Jack Nicholson guy in a movie called The Crossing Guard, directed by Sean Penn.
That's a very depressing movie, as I recall.
It was, but Robbie Robertson was really pretty good in it, and it's a terrible loss, and I loved all of his music and all of the band's music while he was in the group, and it's a loss. And Sixto Rodriguez, whose story is an amazing one, and you can see it in the documentary Searching for Sugarman, or Sugar Man, which I totally recommend you seek out. He was a guy who was discovered late in life through a variety of record collectors and fans and what have you. So Robbie Robertson and Sixto Rodriguez, as Greg Proops would say, they're swirling in the stars now.
Yeah, really sad losses, but I think you're right. Probably revisiting some of their stuff would be smart. And
agreed. Shall we talk film?
Yeah. Glad you changed your picture, Culture Blaster, says Citizen Swain.
Oh, Citizen Swain always has something to say.
All right. Go ahead.
Let's get into the movies. Gran Turismo, which is actually subtitled, and here's a shout out to Brett, based on a true story, in case you have any doubts, is intended to be a feel-good underdog triumphing over the odds movie about Jan Mardenborough, an actual working-class teenager from the UK whose expertise at playing the elaborate Gran Turismo racing simulator video game leads him into the real world of professional racing.
Oh.
So a Nissan promotion brings him and a group of other gamers into a training program and competition to win a spot on Nissan's actual pro racing team. There are a few podium quality actors involved here. We got David Harbour, you know him and you love him from Stranger Things, and he's also in the Marvel Universe. He plays the ex-driver who was recruited to instruct the video kids and choose one to make the leap into the big time. You get the seemingly absent of late Orlando Bloom as the Nissan PR guy who dreams up what starts out as a stunt but gets serious for the gamers, especially Mardenborough. And the great actor Jimon Honsu as Mardenborough's disapproving dad, and newcomer Archie Madueke Madekwe. I'm so sorry.
I was going to give you credit for pronouncing it correctly.
No,
but,
Archie Madekwe. There's a missing consonant. I'm sorry, Mark.
I think you did pretty well with that. By the
anyway,
way, shout out to Larry. Thanks
Big
for the
shout
20.
out.
Thank you for the super sticker. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, he's a very likable young man, and he plays Jan himself. And oh my God, is that Jerry Ginger Spice Hallowell as Jan's mom? Talk about a
Wow.
talk about a wannabe, and that's a reference to the Spice Girls' first and biggest hit. Actually, Jerry's
wanna, yeah.
Yeah,
What I
Jerry's
really wanna be.
okay, man.
Yeah.
Jerry's okay. So Gran Turismo is diverting and filled with kind of visceral excitement when it's on the track.
Oh, I get what you did. Visceral, those are dang words.
Yeah, that's when the advances in cinematic sound and vision and the skills of the director make the movie roar. And that director happens to be South Africa's Neil Blomkamp, who first gained attention with the great sci-fi parable District 9, still a great watch.
Yeah, parables are ding word.
And then made the lesser sci-fi actioner Elysium with Matt Damon and a few other like weirder movies like Chappie. But Gran Turismo is 2 hours and 15 minutes long, and by the end, you feel it. I'm not saying that it goes around.
Too much exhaust for you by the end?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's not that it goes around in circles, if you get my drift.
Oh, I totally get that.
Some of the races are actually Grand Prix events, not just raceway repetition. Despite the automotive thrills, there are pedestrian passages that slow
get
the
it.
momentum. And when
Pedestrian.
you're dealing with cars that go fast, pedestrian should not be the goal. Still, its true aspects are remarkable. This is a real story. And as racing movie goes, this is one. and when it puts you in the driver's seat like a ginormous video game, it's effective. So it's in theaters where it needs to be seen if it's your thing.
Right.
Unless you have one of them super big high def screens at home and can wait until it's available for streaming. Gran Turismo, meh review.
Wow.
It has its moments though. It does. It pops up there on the big screen.
All right. Gran Turismo May.
Okay, if you read horror novels, if you're a fan of Bram Stoker's immortal Dracula, you know that the renowned vampire known as Count Dracula leaves Transylvania or Romania or wherever his castle was and makes his way to England for some fresh blood. And maybe the Eastern European blood was too spicy for him. I don't know. Maybe he wanted some of that blander, thinner British varietal. I do not know. But he travels from Transylvania to England. Well, whatever the situation, The Last Voyage of the Demeter is a movie based on the chapter of Stoker's novel that concerned the ocean voyage of a merchant ship tasked with bringing a cargo hold full of wooden crates from the Eastern European port of Carpathia to London. And one of these crates houses a deadly, hungry, supernatural force. Guess who? Anyway, so the captain of the ship, played by Liam Cunningham, you may remember from Game of Thrones, he's about to retire. And he's bringing his young grandson along on the last voyage. And yes, it's going to be the last voyage in more than one way. And that is not a spoiler. It's in the title, Mark. Come on.
Oh, my gosh. They killed a kid, the grandson? How old is...
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's the last voyage.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was great. I loved it.
The crew of the Demeter, including a university-educated doctor played by the very versatile Corey Hawkins from Straight Outta Compton, In the Heights, and Kong Skull Island. I mean, consider the diversity there.
Wow.
There's the captain's grandson, of course, and there's a female stowaway who's suffering from a debilitating illness, and they are all targets for the predator who hides below decks by day and stalks everyone by night.
Oh, by night it gets rough, yeah.
Anyway, the creature is very well realized, and the ship serves as a decent floating haunted house from which escape is difficult. It wasn't terrible, and as directed by Andre Overdahl, there are moments of genuine terror, but it's not a classic. It simply kind of disappears after watching it, like a certain blood-sucking monster evaporates into mist and reforms as a bat and flies. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
anyway, would I give it a pass for home viewing to kill a weekend night? Absolutely.
Yeah.
For now, The Last Voyage of the Demeter is only in theaters, so impatient supernatural movie completists will be best served opting for a bargain matinee.
Or waiting. If you're a theater and you go for the matinee, and if you're just wanting to check it out, wait for the streaming.
Yes. So if you're looking for a fizzy, good-natured LGBTQI plus friendly rom-com
Yes.
with pointed wit and sex positivity, Amazon has good news for you. They're dropping red, white, and royal blue today. It's a harmless fantasy, lightly dusted with political subtext, wherein the son of a female U.S. president, clearly a Democrat, and the grandson of a king of England, clearly an aristocratic prig, are drawn to one another after the initial friction between them melts away. Both are handsome young men with good hearts. Both are feeling a little oppressed by their duties and their respective positions on the world stage. Ladies' man and party hardy Alex Claremont Diaz wants to be more involved with his mother's administration, while England's beloved Prince Henry is committed to bringing honor and dignity to the royal family. But Alex and Henry are involved in a fracas at the wedding of Henry's brother, heir to the British throne. The massive media coverage of the incident forces Alex and Henry to make public amends, which leads to a thawing of U.S.-UK relations, so to speak. Anyway, Taylor...
Fracas, I'll ding, and I missed a completist. It's a ding.
if you say so. Taylor Zakar Perez as Alex and Nicholas Galitzine as Henry have nice chemistry, while Uma Thurman and Clifton Collins Jr. as the president and the first husband are superfluous but able, as is the great Stephen Fry as the King of England. In case you don't know, Fry was a longtime comedy partner of Hugh Laurie. They did the wonderful Jeeves and Wooster TV series, which I suggest people seek out, and Fry was part of the brilliant cast of the historical and hysterical sitcom Black Adder. Considering his background, I must say that wasting Fry's comedic skills on his brief cameo as the king is almost like abusing the rod of equity and mercy.
Oh, I'm glad you recognize that. Superfluous is a ding word.
Sure. Ultimately, Red, White, and Royal Blue, the first movie written and directed by the Tony Award-winning playwright Matthew Lopez, is charming piffle with an inclusive message. Fun on Amazon Prime Video starting
Piffle
today.
is a ding, and I got
Receive the rod of equity and mercy.
it doesn't get it though. It's not deserving.
No, I point that thing somewhere else. Jules is a sweet little film about the trials of growing old as seen through the lens of a whimsical science fiction tale. Ben Kingsley plays a retired widower named Milton who lives alone in a small Pennsylvania town and is kind of just marking time and, according to his concerned daughter, possibly losing his faculties until a UFO crashes into his backyard and brings this petite, enigmatic alien into his life. Of course, government agencies have spotted this anomaly from space, but are unsure what it is or where it is and would like to find it. And it's up to Milton and two of his peers, played by Harriet Sansom Harris and her fellow sitcom vet Jane Curtin of SNL, to cope with the alien who they name Jules. If this sounds like E.T. for elders to you, you are not far off, although the plight of older folks left to their own devices has genuine poignancy. Kingsley is quite good, albeit restrained in his performance as Milton, a senior citizen seeking purpose, and who may find it as he tries to befriend his visitor from beyond. Casting Kingsley in a role like this may seem like getting a cannon to kill a mayfly, but Jules, which is directed by Mark Turteltaub, works on its own terms. Although it's not as cosmic as it might like to be, and it's kind of disposable, it definitely moved me in a gentle way. Jules is in theaters.
Wow, you liked it. Ben Kingsley, interesting, Michael. He was 64 years old when he married his most recent wife. His fourth wife. I know this because I know Ben Kingsley trivia. And Kim,
What?
I don't know if you're still, yes, but how old was Ben Kingsley's fourth wife, as he's 64? Michael shaking his head. He hates that I distract from his, but I'm allowing Kim to weigh in on this. How, and everybody else, how old is Ben Kingsley, who's the star of Jules, Michael's recommendation?
Yeah, a pleasant movie.
Pleasant movie. He stars. He's just married his fourth wife. And I believe, when I say just, this is his most recent wife. He's 64. How old is she?
Wait. Now, is she Jerry Lee Lewis's granddaughter?
She is. Her name is Daniela Lavender, his fourth wife. She's an actress.
That's not her real name. Lavender is her last name? Daniela Lavender.
How old do you think she is?
I'm Kim Rose. So wait, you said he's 64? Because
Right.
I thought he was a lot older than that.
No. He was 64 when they got married in September of 2007.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
Yeah. Do the math, Kim.
Do the math.
So how old is she right now?
No. How old was she when they got married? He was 64.
She was-
How old?
She was 32, I'm going to guess.
33. I will award points. Excellent. Well done.
Wow,
Well
I was
done.
close.
Michael, back to you.
Okay, well, let's wrap things up on the movie front. Internationally acclaimed leading lady and a superstar in her native France. This is my favorite film of the week, by the way. Juliette Binoche seldom disappoints. She has major big budget movies on her resume, but she's just as likely to do a small, emotionally resonant movie like her latest French feature, Between Two Worlds. Directed and co-written with a sensitive touch by Emmanuel Carrère, Between Two Worlds has Binoche playing Marianne Winkler, a successful author who is concerned about the economic exploitation of the working class. So she goes to the northern seaside town of Caen. To investigate the hardship facing all too many in the population. She passes herself off as penniless and a job seeker who would like to work as a cleaning woman, which leads her to form relationships with fellow workers under false pretenses, but with presumably good intentions. There's sort of like a poor like me vibe here. You know, the well-to-do woman slumming to see how the little people live. I mean, there's a certain implied nobility to the idea of a famous author getting her hands dirty to reveal
Sure.
the plight of the desperate and demeaned underclass. And there's more than a little undercover boss as well when you see this thing. Marianne and her new comrades have to clean a lot of toilets, let me tell you.
Wow.
And to its credit, Between Two Worlds does what Marianne's book wants to do. It shines a light on the sad truth of those who need to do tedious, unpleasant, but admittedly honest work for barely subsistence wages, and it doesn't shy away from the idea that Marianne is exploiting the people she encounters and befriends.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah,
But
because,
maybe not as much as the employees exploit them, or the employers rather.
Sure, subsistence.
In any case, Binoche is as good as ever, and the supporting cast comes off as very, very real, all too real. Between Two Worlds is another worthy addition to the Binoche filmography. It is in select theaters.
Filmography. Nice job.
You know, Mark, two points that I want to get to.
Yes, sir.
One is one of my favorite TV shows is Back Baby, and that would be, are you ready?
Yeah.
Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, yeah. Only Murders in the Building. We do love it.
It's on Hulu. It's a third season. The amateur detective trio of Charles, Oliver, and Mabel, as in Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez, welcome Paul Rudd and Meryl Streep to the building.
Wow. That is going to be strong.
Things actually start with the long-shamed Broadway maven Oliver finally returning to the Great White Way to direct a murder mystery with Charles in a supporting role, but the production is thrown askew on opening night when someone is murdered.
Wow. Now, Oliver's played by
Marty Short.
Yeah.
Anyway, this leads to more mordant fun, and they go back to the building for a variety of reasons. The show continues to hit it out of the ballpark.
It really is a funny show, huh? I mean, it's a good show. It's also, Courtney loves the murder stuff and listens to a lot of murder podcasts and watch a lot of. She says the murder yarn holds up too. The mystery holds up.
Genuinely speaking, I would say so. And this one looks like it's going to be a naughty one. The only other thing I do want to point out to people is Bruce Bochy is back in San Francisco tonight at Oracle Park with the Rangers.
Sure.
The team that after a hiatus from managing, he decided to helm. And of course, he's well loved in San Francisco, forever giant. And this should be an interesting, I'm sure he's going to be welcomed with an ovation. And then hopefully the Giants will kick the Rangers' ass. It's only available for you TV viewers on Apple TV. It's part of that Apple TV Friday night baseball program.
Of course, yeah.
Which may mean that Hunter Pence will be among the commentators. I hope so, because he's getting his feet wet doing that, and he's done a pretty good job.
What a great ball player he was when he was with the Giants.
So true.
Askew is a ding word. I will review quickly Only Murders in the Building. You heard from Michael how much he likes it. Between Two Worlds, the Juliette Binoche film. He liked that. He liked kind of the window on this underclass that is asked to do so much in society. And then the questions and cross currents about both focusing on them, as Juliette Binoche's character does, but also exploiting them. It sounded like that was sort of interesting. Jules is the Ben Kingsley led film about alien visitors, it would seem. Is that kind of the...
One alien visitor.
Okay.
And one older guy that, needs to find purpose.
Yeah, and Ben Kingsley is the older man who married the much younger woman, which
Who, in fact, was an alien.
Yeah,
No, maybe not.
still to be the rest of the story.
Is she from America?
I don't know. Maybe that's to be continued.
Can you let him finish? Sir?
Yeah, maybe if we let him finish. He'll do. Red, white, and royal blue. He thought it tried to make some points.
It's cute.
Lib points about inclusiveness and all the, But it's cute with a small c, is what I got from you.
Right.
The Last Voyager of the Demeter wasn't terrible. Directed by Andre Overdahl. It's about, I believe it's about a vampire stored away in a...
in the hold of a merchant ship.
Well,
a werewolf can kill a vampire. Did you know that?
I did not know that, Herschel Walker. That is really, I forgot about that. Herschel Walker, he wasn't in the movie, was he?
Actually, he played one of the deckhands.
A werewolf can kill a vampire. Did you know that?
Gran Turismo, so much going on. He likes a lot of what's going on in that movie. Orlando Bloom's in it, but ultimately,
Yeah. The bigger films this week were sort of disappointments to an extent, but did have some value for those people who have a passion for racing or seeing someone's neck torn apart and blood splattered everywhere. Those first. The other films are a little better, and the real great film of the bunch is Between Two Worlds.
Love it. Michael, love you, love our visits, and look forward to the next one. Go Giants. He comes and goes on a rainbow.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye-bye, Michael Snyder. So good that he comes by. Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.